What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have some unfortunate news. Unfortunate news. As you can look at it now as unfortunate, or you can look at it as being fortunate. And once again, the fighter I refer to as the Phenom in IBF welterweight superstar, undefeated world champion, Jaron Boots Ennis, who is 32 wins, no losses, no draws. Jaron Boots Ennis has 28 wins by way of knockout. Jaron Boots Ennis, I refer to him as the Phenom, right? I think that Jaron Boots Ennis is the most athletically gifted fighter with the size, skill set. No, he has 29 knockouts. Excuse me, I misspoke. He's 27 years of age, 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach. I think that Jaron Boots Ennis is the most athletically gifted total package fighter since we had and seen Roy Jones Jr. in his prime. And Roy Jones was 5'11" with a 74-inch arm reach, athletically gifted. Now I think that Roy Jones is more athletically explosive than Jaron Boots Ennis, but I think that Jaron Boots Ennis is in the same classroom as Roy Jones Jr. So Jaron Boots Ennis received the IBF title, and he received the IBF title due to the fact that, Errol Spence was looking to fight Terrence Bud Crawford in a massive undisputed welterweight showdown. And they did that. They fought. And Terrence Bud Crawford, inherited Jaron Boots Ennis as his mandatory. Then Terrence Crawford was supposed to have a rematch with Errol Spence. Then he moved to 154. And Jaron Boots Ennis just didn't get his opportunity to face one of those guys and actually take the belt. But that's because he's a generation behind those guys. But now there's champions. Since Terrence Crawford moved up and vacated the belts, there's now multiple different champions. Mario Barrios is the WBC champion. Then you have Emmanuel Stanionis, he's the WBA champion. And then you have the man we're getting ready to discuss in this video, an undefeated world champion, star boxer, Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr., 26 wins, no losses, no draws, 20 wins by way of knockout. He is 23 years of age, 5'8" with a 72-inch arm reach. He recently signed with Top Rank, and he beat Giovanni Santillan, and he did it in dominating fashion. That was back in May 18th of this year, and he stopped him in the 10th round. And he became the WBO champion. So obviously, right, naturally, we want to see unification bouts. And now Jaron Boots Ennis is saying that he sent Brian Norman Jr. a contract 2 days ago. Shouts out to YSM Sports, as you see right here. Go see this interview in its totality on YSM Sports. And he said that he turned it down. Now, one can say, is Brian Norman Jr. simply ducking Jaron Boots Ennis? Or does Top Rank have other plans? And it is the latter, right? We know that Top Rank has another superstar, and they are looking to put him in the ring with Brian Norman Jr., and that's two-division world champion, superstar boxer, Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is 21 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 13 wins by way of knockout. 27 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. Teofimo Lopez is planning to move up to 147 pounds, and they are looking to put Teofimo Lopez in the ring with Brian Norman Jr. in the next fight. And this is to capitalize on either guy's status, right? This is going to elevate either one of them. It's going to elevate Teofimo Lopez. If he beats Brian Norman Jr., and he becomes the WBO welterweight champion, and he's a 3-division champion, that's going to elevate his status. And Teofimo Lopez said that he wants and willing to fight Jaron Boots Ennis as well. Now, if Brian Norman Jr. beats Teofimo Lopez, that's going to be the introduction to the crossover world that he needs to build up his status, right? And now, not just the hardcore boxing fans, but now casual fans will start taking notice to who Brian Norman Jr. is. And then that makes Brian Norman Jr. and Jaron Boots Ennis a mega fight. But now, the problem is that according to recent interviews, Brian Norman Jr. and Sr. stated that they were going to wait for Jaron Boots Ennis last because he's the toughest out and he's the biggest fight. So they want to make their attempt and make their rounds to collect all the belts and then fight Jaron Boots Ennis last. Now, as you see, Jaron Boots Ennis, he's not happy about that because he says he's frustrated and he just simply wants to collect all these belts. So watch what he have to say right here.
Offer was sent 2 days ago. Turned it down. I want to collect these belts, and I keep saying I'm just frustrated. I don't want to have no backward fights, none of that stuff. My whole thing is to be undisputed and collect these belts, and my mindset is focused on WBC, WBO, and WBA.
But this is what happens when you're a high risk and a low reward, because he's been maneuvered around for so long and not given an opportunity at a marquee fight that he's a high risk with a low reward. People would much rather take the opportunities around him rather than having to go through him. It's unfortunate because you look at it from Brian Norman's standpoint. Top Rank has a fighter in Teofimo Lopez.